Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. And I'm going to read chapter 6, Lord willing, of The Facade by Michael Heiser. And there will be signs in sun, moon, and stars. Then will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Luke 21, verse 25, Matthew 24, verse 30 of the Bible. The solitary priest gazed intently at the computer screen, his face glowing eerily, reflecting its soft light. The library at Castle Gandolfo had been closed for hours, dutifully locked down and completely dark, save for the exit lights, as his duties required each night. But, as on many other occasions, the silence and solitude proved irresistible. His days consumed with helping scholars find information, he coveted the time to pursue his own avocation. Astronomy had been the mistress of his mind for many years, but on this occasion, the rapture that always filled him as he searched the heavens, even from his desktop, had slowly and inexorably passed through stages of amused curiosity, unexpected ease, and now a mounting dread. It was human nature to fear the unknown, but now the unknown had opened the door to terror. Father Mantello stroked his beard nervously as he watched the simulation again, as he had dozens of times before, still hoping that what he now knew to be true was somehow incorrect. He couldn't help questioning the priest who had put him on this trail, but it was half-hearted. It's Italian there. Percicedo siete disturbato Benedict. Like you're disturbing me, Benedict. He loved Father Benedict more than 20 years his senior and agreed with his cause, at least as he understood it. Who better for Benedict to put his question than his trusted friend, who happened to be the librarian at the Vatican Observatory in Rome. He had access to hundreds of ancient astronomical manuscripts collected over centuries and knew how to read the heavens. At first he could not believe his comrade's request was serious. He should have known. Benedict did nothing in jest. He took the photocopied pages of the Talmudic passages Benedict had sent him, along with the hand-copied facsimiles of the Greek and Latin codices he had discovered in his pursuit of an answer to the question asked of him, and retranslated them at sight, pressing again for some nuance that would help him escape the evidence. He hit the now memorized keystrokes one more time and watched the time move forward into the future at monthly intervals, the constellations and star clusters performing the dance composed aeons ago by their celestial choreographer. The denouement was the same as he knew it would be. This cannot be real. It was simply impossible that the Christian question of the ages had been literally over his head and at his fingertips since he had begun to serve the Holy See in this place. The Lord Jesus couldn't have literally meant what he said, could he? Excuse me. I don't have the headset on. Oh well. He paused, seeking courage and wisdom for a course of action. He would not tell Benedict without independent confirmation. He would ask a colleague to check his work. But who? After a few moments his mind cleared. Though they had only met online, he knew who his guide must be, and just how he could be contacted to safeguard such sensitive material. Got a bit of a cold. I may redo this one. He kissed the small cross dangling from his neck, closed his eyes, and blessed God that he had been allowed to know such secrets and had been given a friend with whom to share them. His head still bowed, he prayed for protection. Sancti Michael Archangelo, defend us in against iniquity and insidious diabolical presidium. Imperat illi Deus supplicis decremenor deprecamur. That's Latin. I could translate it if I had a little bit of time. But he doesn't translate it. So, oh well. Father Mantello quickly saved his work, opened the embedding software he and his associate had used before, converted the file, and uploaded it to the observatory's website. He opened his email account and jerked to a stop. He peered over the top of his computer, then scanned the darkened library. He shook off the sense of being watched and typed a terse missive. Silent one. Castle Gandolfo is beautiful this time of year. I sent you a good envelope today. Tell me what you think of it. God be with us all, Mantello. The astronomer priest sent his message and closed his programs. He watched the screen as the computer cycled through its shutdown. The screen went blank, and in the same instant, the priest let out an audible shout, the last sound that would ever come from his throat. On the blank black screen, the outline of a triangular asp-like face was peering over his shoulder. Father Mantello fought desperately to move and run, but he could not. The creature quietly removed the papers from his hand. The sight of its freakishly long but powerful fingers sent Mantello's diaphragm into spasms. Unable to even scream, he struggled to control his breathing and nearly passed out, but for some inexplicable reason, he could not look away. Out of the corner of his eye, he watched it, now standing erect and shockingly tall, as it scanned and shuffled the pages. The priest suddenly felt himself lifted out of the chair. His stiffened body rotated slowly toward the terrible form until he and the creature were face to face. I don't think Michael will be here any time soon. The priest's face twitched in horror and revulsion. He tried in vain to close his eyes. You have discovered an important secret, but I ask you, which of the two signs will the faithful believe? You now know how perfect the first will be. And when the first fulfills all prophecy and expectation, will anyone be looking for the second? The words of the towering, grotesque being pierced through his fear and brought a clarity to his mind that filled him with despair. Yes, I can feel your anguish. What heartbreak. At the creature's words, Father Mantello's chest seized with intense burning pain. One can only imagine the distress of knowing your brethren will venerate us at our unveiling, how their children will embrace us. The sadistic entity taunted him as he accelerated his victim's heart rate. We, of course, cannot appear in this form. No, that isn't how they envisioned the return of their gods of old, their shining saviors. The priest's skin turned pallid and sweaty. His gasps quickened, synchronized with each stabbing throb. We will appear, dare I say it, human. Why, one of us might even look like you, Father. Mantello retched, his vomit spraying the floor beneath his dangling legs. Suddenly his head collapsed, his chin slumped on his chest. Urine dropped to the floor from beneath his pant leg. The creature released its unseen grip, and the warm but lifeless corpse tumbled to the floor. Then again, perhaps not. All right, chapter 6.